Hi, ISA high school students. I am working on making videos here, training you on every aspect of high school. Hopefully you have already watched the first video about portfolios, which was about managing your portfolio in Georgia Futures. This is the second part of that, where you are going to be managing, or ISA will be managing, but you will help a portfolio that is all of your work. So let's talk about the details of that. At the beginning of the year, or actually the beginning of ninth grade, if you start with this in ninth grade, you will be sent a Google file called Portfolio Documents to Share, and that's kind of like your toolbox for the whole 4 years. Inside of that toolbox, you'll find things like course summary pages, explanations about your documents, a place to check off that you've done each document each year, and it's just a whole wonderful drive full of helpful things, including a syllabus that you can use and copy if you need a template for something. So look at that right away, and if it's confusing, don't worry, every part of that will make sense as you go along. The second thing I'll send you is a Google Drive that is specific for you. So it will say your last name and your first name. So if I was a high school student, it would say Landrum, comma, Charmaine. And then when I click on that, it would open up 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade folders. And if you click on those folders, if I know your classes, it will have folders for each class. If I don't know your classes, then you can add that if you'd like. But let's say, for example, in 9th grade, I have an Algebra 1 class, a Fundamentals of Literature class, I have a World History class, and an Earth Science class. Those would each be a folder. And then within those folders, you can begin to upload your work. Now, what work do I need from you each year? I need 4 types of each work per semester. So in an English class, for example, you would upload 4 homework assignments first semester, 4 homework assignments second semester. So that would be the type called homework. Then you would upload 4 tests and quizzes per semester, and you would upload 4 literature assignments per semester, like some sort of composition. And that would be it for that class. Also for that class, I would ask you to upload the syllabus and the picture of the table of contents of your book, if there is a book. If there's no book, then you're going to have a chance to write that down. And then the last thing every class needs is a course description page, which is in, you guessed it, the toolbox that I sent you. So the Portfolio Documents to Share has a course description page in it, a summary page. And in that summary page, you just quickly fill out some details like, how were you tested in this class? Was it all through papers, projects, tests and quizzes, homework assignments? You'll fill out what book you used. If there's no book, you write no book. You'll fill out what your final grade for the class was. You'll write down which teacher taught you that class. Sometimes it's mom. That's fine if you need to write mom's name. Sometimes it's me. And if it's at a different co-op, you just write the name of that teacher down. And then it will ask you for some extra details, like tell us all about the objectives for this class. Now that part is probably also on your syllabus. So honestly, all you need to do is write see the syllabus. And then the last thing it's going to ask you about is like, how many hours did you actually work on this course? This is how I keep track of your 180 days, 4 hours a day, 4.5 hours a day. I'm not asking you to submit any kind of log to me. I just want you to validate and verify that you did the hours you're supposed to. A real high school course that's worth 1 unit is 150 hours a year. And so probably what you're going to be putting down is 5 days a week for an hour a day. Or you could say for 30 weeks, I worked 5 hours each week. So something to the effect of that will suffice. So that last page, that course description, that has to go with every single class. And that's super important because I will keep your portfolio files for 3 years past your graduation, but I will keep your course description pages forever, because that's just something that I will be able to always go back to if I ever need to look back and see what somebody did. So why do I collect portfolios? This is a really good question. First of all, I have to collect a portfolio of work in order to verify that you've done everything that's on your transcript. It's my way of giving my stamp of approval so that your transcript remains fully accredited. especially if you've come from another school. I need to see the work that you did at that school. And I also have deadlines in Georgia Futures. And so you need to be sending me your work by June 15th. Before ISA uploads your transcript to Georgia Futures, we have to validate it. We have to say, yes, this is all correct. And in order to do that, by June 30th, which is the ISA deadline, you need to send your work to me by June 15th. Otherwise, I'm just putting something out there on Georgia's website that hasn't actually been verified, and that's not okay. So I hope this helps you to understand what it is you're going to be looking for. My recommendation is you get a bucket and you keep it under your student's desk or under their bed. And every time they finish something, you just say, put it in the done bucket. That way you'll never lose anything. And honestly, at the end of the year, you can get rid of it if you want to, because you've already submitted to me what you want to submit. The last thing I want to say is there's 2 ways to submit. You can, 1, put these all into a nice file folder and bring them to me in June every year, or 2, you can upload them to your Google Drive that I sent you, that personal Google space that's yours. You can upload it there, and that can just all be digitally done, which means that students from all over Georgia can do this. Okay, have a wonderful day.